Hey guys, so I found a place where I'm going to just stop for a while. It all looks pretty secluded around this part, so I think this will do me for the next 20 minutes, an hour or so. It's been it's quite hard going today. It's not warm, it's not cold, it's quite humid, it's quite heavy. So I'm going to stop for a while, have myself a brew. I thought I'd put me in a frame for a change before I show you a few things as I go to set up. I'm not going to set up a full camp today. Literally just out here having a wander around, checking out this new patch of woods for possibilities for wild camp. So this is what I'm wearing today. Just take you through my stuff. I've got my trusty leather hat. I love that hat. I'm toying around with this idea. I'm not a great one for keeping a possibles pouch. I always find that it gets in the way. I go sit down, it gets in the way, and so on and so forth. So I'm kind of toying around with having a possibles gillet, if you like. I mean, this thing's got tons of pockets and zips, and zip pocket here, and then a velcro hook and loop pocket there, and then another zip pocket there, and pocket behind that, and a pocket behind that, and down here I've got a couple more zip pockets and pouches. And I just thought to myself, well, the things I can put in here are basically limitless, you know. Let me come up a bit closer to the camera. This thing has got loops for carabiners. This one here actually fits a fire steel perfectly. I've got the fire steel down here and my other one up here in this pocket at the moment. So I'm kind of toying around with using this as like a possibles jacket. It's the sort of thing that when it's summer I can just wear nothing underneath it, or in the winter time I can wear a couple of layers underneath this and then put this over the top, and even if I've got a big jacket over this, then I can still access the pockets as and when I need to. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to say it's just an idea. You know what they say, there's no such thing as a mad idea. I've got my trusty fleece shirt on today with just like a camouflage style t-shirt underneath, wicking away the moisture. And then I've got my Craghoppers Kiwi trousers on, and you've seen the boots, the Vibram soled Scarpa boots. So I've been trudging around for 2 hours in these things, and they're very comfortable. It's a great combination. So there you go, that's the most important thing. So my first defence against the elements sort of thing. Not that I'm going to need it today, but so there we go. So the next thing is I'll just basically get a ridgeline put across, and then the tarp just down to the ground, sort of like in a northern lean-to style shelter. So really it's not really to protect me from the elements just yet. I mean, if it starts raining then fine, but it's really just a little bit more of a camouflage as well. Give me a bit of a backdrop while I get my brew on the go, and I'm going to see if I can find some nice bits of wood, do some carving for a couple of hours just sitting around. So there you go, let's get on to tying these knots up and just show you how I do that. Okay guys, so first thing I'm going to do is tie the Siberian hitch off. Get that sorted first. Hopefully you can see this. Give yourself a good long working end, tag end, and this is slightly the other way around I think for you guys, but place the rope over, run it round your hands until you bring a loop through like that, turn it over, grab hold of the other end, come back over the top, grab your knot and pull it through and pull it tight. So I'll just do that again for you. So basically you take your working end, you wrap the loop around your hands once, you turn back on yourself, bring it over the top, grab hold of the tag end through the loop and pull it tight. And that's your knot, that's your Siberian hitch. So then you can just pull this tight up to the tree, nice and tight. I won't go into too much detail on it again because you can get a number of different videos on this Siberian hitch on the web, but basically it's a slip knot that allows you to put it nice and tight up to the tree. Nice and tight, pull it tight, there we go. But it's a quick release knot. So you're pulling hard on this tag end and that will release your knot for you. And that's a Siberian hitch. Have a look at a couple of different videos, get a hang of it. It's not too difficult. So there you go. So that's the first knot. So I'll just move you over to the next side, and I'll show you the next knot. Right, so the next thing to do is just tie off this ridge line. So the second knot that I'm going to look to use is a tightening knot. Again, I won't go into too much detail on this. You can find these on the web easily enough. So just make sure. So the tarp's on the ridge line already. Pull that nice and tight. Come over the top, and then bring it back round the tree, nice and tight. Back round again, and then what you can do if you want is even come back over again and bring it round one more time to make sure it's really nice and tight. So that gives a nice tight ridge line. And then the last thing to do is just to put a quick hitch in there. Stop that coming loose, and then loop it back over the top. Take the loop you just created back over the top and put another hitch in. So again, that's going to be really nice and tight. That's that one. So the ridge line is now up. All I'm going to do next is just to spread the tarp out, and I'll show you the prosec loops that I've got in place for each end of the tarp. Now the thing about these prosec loops is that it's a good knot to use if the ridge line is slightly thicker than the prosec line. It's one of those knots that is really easy to do once you know how, and is very, very useful to have in your armoury of knots. And particularly I like this one because it means I can tension up the tarp as I put it up, and I can slide it along the ridge line as I see fit. So the way we're making, let's just bring it a bit closer, the way we're making a prosec loop is to stick the loop over the ridge line, bring it through once, over the top, and bring it through a second time, and just make sure that those knots are nice and even, and there you have it. And basically what happens with this, not very tidy I must admit, but it's a knot that enables you to slide the knot up and down the ridge line with great ease once you're parallel 90 degrees to the ridge line. You can do a third time as well, and all I've done is just used a reef knot just to tie this loop together, but it's just when you put it under tension it works very, very well. That's not going anywhere, and it works perfectly when the prosec loop knot line is thinner, just a slightly thinner grade than the actual ridge line itself. So now that enables me just to put that there, I can slide that up, put it under tension, and it's not going anywhere unless I really tug it. That's not going anywhere. So we'll leave that one in place first of all. Tiny little carabiner clip on that. It's not load bearing, but it just enables me to clip that line to the edge of the top of the basher. Sorry if I'm going out of camera, or trying to keep my eyes on what I'm doing as well as there you go. So that's the how the basher's set up. Prosec loop in place, and let's just tighten that one up to begin with. And it's just tied up there with the prosec loop along the ridge line, tied up the end with a prosec loop, pulled tight, and then this side I've just got pegged out into the ground, as you can see there, and tied up using a tightening hitch. And then over the other side, all I've done with a handy little tree is I've just secured it using, again, a couple of hitches around the tree. Looks a bit messy, I know, but that's the length of cord that I had to play with. I'm not cutting it. So tiny little shelter just to keep me out of the way, and there we have it. So Let's move you back here. Stick the camera back on, and I'll be with you in a couple of seconds.